What's up, guys, and welcome to the Handy Hunter. Over here I have my brand new hog trap. We're going to get to that in just a second, but welcome to the hog trapping series of 2020. So we're going to get serious this year about knocking down the hog population and going to do some trapping. So I'm going to walk you through real quick some of our strategy around how we're going to do it, why we picked where we picked, and all that good stuff. But you know, our cell cams and our trail cams are just showing these huge sounders that are just showing up out of nowhere. You know, 15 plus hogs, and they're just brand new to the area, but they're coming out of these deep woods way back in here. There's thousands of acres behind us, and they move in onto our farm. And they typically will make their way right around the edge of this food plot. This is a waller spot right here that I made a little bigger with my tractor because it holds water for a long time. But we picked this area right over here because they move around this corner right here, and there's a trail right there, and they follow this trail back into these woods back in here. And before we put this trap here, and one of the reasons we chose to put it here is, first, we have hog movement through here, a lot of hog movement, have for a long time. But one of the things is this was an area that was nothing but weeds right here. It's just a little weedy area, and I moved in here with I took my tractor and my box blade and made it like a helicopter pad in here because it wasn't level. It had some dirt mounds. It was very unlevel, but I leveled it all down, made it nice and flat, because you want your panels to be able to meet the ground equally all the way around your trap. So you don't want the hogs trying to get out from underneath it. But we thought we'd put the trap here because it's out of our food plot, it's out of our deer hunting area, and we can trap year-round with this permanent setup right here. So I'm going to walk you guys through what we used, what we chose to material-wise to use on this trap, and how we plan on strategy-wise closing the door on this thing and catching a bunch of hogs. Once you decide how big you want it, some people say 30, we chose about 25. This is a good sized trap right here, we thought. And you're going to want to start with a pivot point in the middle, find the middle of your trap, and then get you a rope that's half the distance across your entire desired size of trap. Take that rope, tie it to the pivot point, get you a spray can of paint, and walk the perimeter of your trap of where you want it. Spray your line all the way in a circle, and that makes it so easy to then go and take your post and put your post all the way around on your line at where your panels meet and overlap. And it just takes no time to put the post in. You know, if you have one of the T-post drivers, that makes a world of difference. One of the cautions I'll give you of using those things is they're really loud. So when you do them, the tinging of it is really bad on your ears. So make sure you either have earplugs or earmuffs or something, because it can damage your ears because it's really loud, the tinging sound. So you can put the post in no time. You can put the panels in no time. Didn't take long. We probably put this whole thing up in 2 hours, and that's taking our time because we were having fun doing it. And I'll walk you through some of the details you want to be careful about when you do this. But let me tell you about why we did what we did and what we chose to go with. So we chose 16-foot cattle panels that are 4 feet high. I know that's not recommended, it's not optimal, but we went with it because that's all Tractor Supply had when we went there. They didn't have 5-foot panels. They had 6-foot horse panels, but that would have cost us many hundreds of dollars more to do a trap this size. So the cattle panels are the cheapest way to go. And I know they're not recommended by a lot of professional hog trappers. The squares on them are a little big, and sometimes hogs will get their snouts in there and they can break the welds between the wires. So the reason why we felt like we would take the risk and do it this way is, first of all, we bought 6.5-foot T-post, so we left a little leeway here. We feel like we can always come back, add a couple strands of barbed wire to the top of this to make it 5 feet. If that doesn't work, then we can just end up going to the expensive 6-foot panels. I have seen board jump out of 6-foot panels before. So it just depends on how crazy you get them. But the reason why we feel like we can possibly get away with this setup is, this is my door right here. This is where the door is going to be, 4-foot span right here. I don't have the door yet. I got to go home and build it, but it's going to be a mechanical door, and we're going to actually, the mechanical door is going to work by shooting a steel target that's going to trigger the door to close. It's could probably be a guillotine style door is what I'm thinking. And we're going to shoot that door from over there around the corner, about 100 yards. You shoot the target triggers, close the door, and you've got all your hogs in here. And we're going to move in immediately to dispatch them. I know a lot of guys trigger traps by cellular technology and all that, and then they come like the next morning and they deal with the hogs. But we're going to deal with them right away. So we're going to shoot them, close the door, going to move in on them. I might even put a spotlight up here on this post to light this whole area up with floodlight so that we can see and dispatch them immediately. So hopefully they won't have a whole lot of time to think about how to get out of the hog hotel here. And I'm hoping that we can dispatch them before we get any flyers, jumping out. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're willing to make improvements in the future with barbed wire across the top. If that doesn't work, we'll just go to 6-foot panels all the way around. We'll see what happens. So how are we going to know when the hogs are in here? So I got my Bigfoot cell cam right here, and we already use these on our other videos. You guys know how successful they are. They transmit real quick. We get a transmission on this in about 1 to 2 minutes from this location. I've got an Omni extension antenna up there, which helps with transmission because the signal is really weak in these boondocks out here. So and then I've got my solar panel battery backup box right there that is awesome for running cell cams, just totally maintenance free. I love it. But this thing is what's going to alert us to when the hogs are here. When we're at home and we're waiting for the hogs to get familiar with this trap, we'll see everything that's going on to our cell phones from this Bigfoot cell cam right there. So when we come to the farm and we're ready to close the door, I'm going to bring the door, we're going to install it, and then we're going to wait. We'll bait the trap really hard, and then we'll sit and wait just like we do for our cell cam raids. And when we get the notification from Bigfoot that they're in here, we'll move to our shooting location. We'll shoot the target, shut the door. We'll move in to dispatch the hogs as quickly as possible. So a little bit about my corn feeder over here. I moved my sled feeder in here, but I did not move it all the way to the back of the trap because I did not want the hogs to pile up back here in a panic and then use each other's back to jump out of here. So I left them some room to run back here, so that's good. What else I did is I took some burlap and wrapped it around the bottom part of this spinner feeder so that when it spins and comes on, the corn hits the burlap, falls straight down. And it doesn't spin and throw it outside of the trap because I don't want it out there. I want it in here to get them used to coming in here to get it. But I did leave the front of it open so that it throws corn right out here in the middle of the trap. So it keeps the middle of the trap baited out here. So we're all done with this baby now, and we're just gonna wait and let the hogs come in. But let me share with you a little bit about connecting these T-posts to the panels here, because this is really important. When you get these T-posts, you're gonna get these little metal quick connects, and they're not strong enough. They're not recommended for holding hogs in, but they're great for tacking up your panels as you go around your hog trap. And you just want to put your panels up, you can quickly put them up with these little quick connects, which are awesome. But then what you're going to do for your permanent security is get some baler wire, and you're going to want to double it up, and then you're going to wrap it around and twist tie it with a pair of pliers and do it real tight. And you're going to want to do 5 all the way to the bottom, and the bottom is probably the most important so that they can't break loose and dig under or push it out. So we built this whole trap in a couple of hours probably, but the wiring took us a little longer just because it's a lot of tedious work on every post all the way around to do 5. Cut the wire, double it over, and then trim it up. So, but anyway, you want your knots on the outside of your trap too. You don't want them on the inside. So, but that's pretty much it, guys. It was easy and fun to put up, and we're just hoping that we can catch some hogs this year coming up And if this one works good, we may build another one or maybe even a third one, who knows. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for some videos coming on us trapping some hogs. Any comments, thoughts, whatever, open to it. So leave us some comments and let us know what you think. And I know a lot of you other guys out there are dealing with hog problems, so we're going to try to get on top of it this year. So anyway, man, appreciate you guys. God bless you coming up in the new year. Wish you many blessings, much health, and much prosperity coming in this upcoming year. So thanks for staying tuned into our channel, and we'll see you soon.